Hello and welcome to my video. Thank you very much for watching. In this video I wanted to basically start a brand new game. I've been playing for a while with PSV. I also made some videos around that and it was fun. But I'm not sure why it is, but I have this huge love for Porto in the Portuguese league. I've been playing with them for so many times. I actually had a great game with them on my old computer, which I lost sadly. I had, I think I played almost 45 years with Porto, and it was still fun. So I'm not sure why, but I wanted to give it one more try, and I thought, why not create a video and show what it is that I'm basically doing when I start a new game. Which players am I trying to buy, etc. And also, so my idea is when I've been playing for, when the season is over, I will create one more video to show how it went, how good is the players we buy to start with, and so on. So basically, brand new game with Porto. We have the squad here. Funny thing with the Portuguese league, they have already played some games when you start here. Normally, I would always cancel the friendly matches. I mean, it doesn't really make any sense, and players get tired and stuff like that. So I think the squad, for me, a perfect squad. This is too much. I don't need that many players. So normally I would don't have this bar over here. So it's around, I think it's, if you have like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, okay, so 24 players tops, and right now there is just too many, and also 4 goalkeepers doesn't really make sense. So there's a lot to do. First thing, always the best formation ever. I have also created a video around this. Please let me know if you don't agree, and if you have another formation that you think is good. I think this formation is so good. Of course, you need to have I think it's important to have a really good defensive midfield player. But I think it's so fun to play, and it's also a defensive, very good formation. The sad part about this is when you always play, this formation, you don't really buy any wingers, and I think there's some cool wingers in the game that it's a little bit sad that you don't, buy them. But that's how it is. One could be, and I actually love buying him. It's Ricardo Quaresma, 17 years old. He's actually pretty good. He is, of course, best as a winger in either left or right side. But you can actually, if you, if you have a good squad, you can play him here. It's not ideal, but if you want to try him out, I think it's okay. So tactics first, always. If you have any wingers on your team, I would sell them straight away. I'm not going through all players right now because that takes some time. Player like Capucho, I would probably sell him also. There are some players, and I have a video with the best players in the game that I think you should buy. But of course, it doesn't always make sense to buy all the players. So you need to figure out also, if you start a game with a club like Porto, you don't really have that much money. I think if the budget is here, and if we try to sort like this. So with a low budget like that, we need to. Of course, I'm going to sell maybe 4 or 5 players, but I think I would always go with maybe one of the best attackers in the game. So I would add him to my shortlist. I would probably go with Kim Kjellström. The reason why I think he's so good is that he plays the center midfielder, which is very good here. All 3 positions here he can play, and he's not that expensive. If you want more information about these players, please watch my other video, because it's more detailed, and Marquer also. Maybe Agahova. The tricky part about him is his price. He can actually be pretty expensive if you want to, or if you want more players from Shakhtar. They have Ndiaye. He's very good also. If you need a defensive midfield player, I think if you have a good defensive midfield player, don't buy one. Buy a young player that you think have a bright future, and then don't have two very good defensive players, because you are probably only going to play one of them all the time. And they also have Okoronkwo here. He's very good also. So maybe I would try to sign Sabovest. Please also watch my video around good free signings when you start. There are Sabovest. He's so good. You can also sign Kiko. Oh, not him. He's here. Maybe it's okay. So attacker. I would say normally when I sign him, I actually sell him straight away. You can get a lot of money for him, and then of course you have Guardiola, he's very good. So you can basically try to sign him straight away. Okay, so not sure about how good my goalkeepers are. I'm not that impressed actually. Maybe I would try to sign Costanzo and maybe one more. That could be Kiotis. Then you have some good goalkeepers. I think you also have Tomariera. He is a very good backup striker, and here's a good backup goalkeeper. And they are very cheap, both of them. So that would maybe be some of the players I would try to target. Of course, I'm not able to buy all of them. I don't have the budget, and I don't want to buy all of them, but I think I'm going to maybe try to buy them, and then eventually choose who makes the most sense for me. So I'm just thinking maybe we could try to... He is a cheap alternative for a midfield player, and he is... I think sometimes he's very good, and then other times not really. So he's like, yeah, but you can try him out. He's not that expensive. And I'm also okay. So you have I'm not able to buy Aymar straight away, but he is so good. So I need to keep an eye on him. Maybe normally they sell him to a club, top club, and then they don't use him that much, and you can buy him. And also Riquelme, he plays in Boca. He's insanely good. And those two players, if you have those two players on your midfield, I mean, that's insane. And then you can eventually try to sign Kaká. Now I'm just adding them to my shortlist, and then I'm trying to decide who to buy afterwards. Nico Kaká, he's only 16 years old. Buy him if he's cheap. You can't really put him in your starter. He's not that good when you start, but he's going to be good. There's also Chano Sampa. He's like Nico Kaká more or less, young player. Do we have more defensive players? I think I would try to. I think it's a good way to start a new game, to add a lot of players to your. Okay, so I just need to figure out why am I not able to. Okay, so here it is, shortlist, and you can sort on value. So I think it's a good idea when you start a new game. Basically, that's what I'm always doing. Find out what players do you think is interesting, add them to your shortlist so you have a nice overview. Maybe spend 20 minutes or half an hour just adding players. I think after creating this video, I might add 5 or 7 players more, and then you can decide who you want to give a try. I always have a go-to, the free ones. Try to sign them. You might not get Guardiola. It depends on how big of a team you're managing. Kiko, sell him, and then Sabovest, he can go in basically more or less all starters, I would say. So that's basically it. So I mean, right now we're looking at a brand new game, and I'm excited to start this all over again with Porto. It feels like my club. And I will create a video when I've played the first season. So let's see. I feel the pressure right now. Hopefully we can go for the victory. But there are Benfica and Sporting, which is very good. Also, when you start, Sporting has players like Jardel. He's insanely good. But hopefully we can do well in the league. But I will share once the first season is over, and it will be fun to compare, how the team looks now and what I'm actually able to do with a low budget also. So right now I would just like to thank you for watching, and hopefully you would like to subscribe my video, and I will make sure more to come. So thank you very much,